In the US, 2.8 thousand flights were canceled due to a snowstorm on the east coast of the country, reports the American TV channel CNN. Most of the planes, about 95%, didn't take off from Charlotte Douglas International Airport in North Carolina. They were supposed to be conducted by American Airlines. This weekend's winter storm is expected to have a significant impact on our operations, especially at Charlotte International Airport, CLT, the network quoted the airline as saying in a statement. The storm hit the states of Virginia, Georgia, and North Carolina, CNN reports. About 74 million people live in the affected areas. State governors have already declared a state of emergency. According to the U.S. National Weather Service, a storm warning is in effect on the territory of most states on the East Coast. In early January, Reuters reported the cancellation of almost 3.6 thousand flights due to bad weather and the spread of a new strain of coronavirus Omicron. More than half of them, 2,100, were in the United States. More than 6.4 thousand more flights were delayed. There was a fire at a chemical plant in the United States. A large fire broke out at a chemical plant in the state of New Jersey. The fire has engulfed several buildings in the production complex and is threatening to reach a chemical warehouse. The mayor of Passaic advised residents to keep their windows closed. Brussels, January 17. The North Atlantic Alliance on Monday published a NATO comprehensive space policy that records its intention to extend the organization's collective defense principles, including the fifth article, to outer space. NATO agreed on its space strategy back in 2019. The decision on joint response to threats in space, including the possibility of invoking the fifth article, was taken at the North Atlantic Alliance Summit in Brussels in June 2021. Under the North Atlantic Treaty's fifth article, an attack on one member of the alliance in Europe or North America is considered an attack on the alliance as a whole. At the Brussels Summit in 2021, the Allies agreed that attacks toward, from, and in space pose a clear challenge to the security of the alliance, the document said. The consequences of attacks in space could threaten the prosperity, security, and stability of states and the Euro-Atlantic area, and could be as devastating to modern societies as the consequences of conventional weapons. Such attacks could trigger the fifth article. The decision as to when such an attack might trigger the fifth article will be made by the North Atlantic Council on a case-by-case basis, the document emphasizes. The policy also reflects NATO's intention to integrate space into the alliance's collective security and defense system, along with cyberspace, maritime, air and land environments. Space is a global environment. Any conflict spreading in space could affect all users of that space. Even when NATO is not involved in a conflict, allied space systems can be affected. Space is important for coordinated deterrence and defense, stresses NATO. Free access, exploration and peaceful uses of space are in the common interest of the entire global community. NATO and allies will conduct their activities in the interest of maintaining peace and security and promoting international cooperation, the document states. The alliance has advocated international efforts to develop norms, rules and principles of responsible behavior in space. The North Atlantic Alliance, according to the comprehensive policy, does not seek to develop its own space capabilities. Allies have made a voluntary commitment, in accordance with national law, to provide data, products and services that may be required for alliance operations, missions and other activities.